Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing some abstract kind of floral. I'm working on becoming more and more abstract just to see how it works and if it works for me because I've done a lot of representational art and I just, sometimes you want to kind of break out and try something new. And so I'm going to start today with just wetting my paper like that and using this rather big brush. Just taking and put my water over here so, well, you can sort of see it. I know my space is kind of limited here, but I want to start with, I think I'll just start with some of this kind of blue-green. And I don't really have a plan. So you could say this is plan, no plan, because I have a plan to have no plan. But I'm totally okay with that. And so I want to just throw in some greens here because if it's going to be sort of floral, then it has to have green. That's pretty much a given. Let's just throw on some more water here and let this paint just flow where it wants to. All right. Now I have a new color, which is this one. It's called what's it called? Turquoise green. Oh wow, look at that. Whew. That is so pretty. And I'm going to mix it with some of this other color here. And I think I better throw some more of this color green over in this corner. So I tend to use the same sort of colors all the time because they're my favorites. And if you're painting for yourself, by all means, just do what's your favorite thing. Not that you can't experiment with new stuff, which of course I've just already told you that I'm doing, but don't be afraid to just go with what makes you happy. Ooh, look how that runs. That is so gorgeous. Let's do that again. It looks like a chrysanthemum or something. I love that. I have a dry spot in the center here. Let's get that running around. Don't want it running off the paper, and I don't want it to make everything muddy. So let's throw one in here. And then I want some more of that bleed out because it's so gorgeous. All right. Now, just to keep things from getting too messy, I'm going to prop this up here on the ledge and get some of my tissue, and I'm just going to soak some of this up so it doesn't get too wild. Now I want yellow, so I need to clean the color out of my brush, and I've got some yellow orange in here. I want a little bit more kind of a lemon yellow, so let's put some of that in here. And I don't want these colors to mix too much because they get muddy, like here, that I didn't want that pink to go over the green very much because then it just makes this icky color. But that's okay because we'll come back to that. So my goal here is to keep it fresh and pretty. Now look at this. This is dried, and I'm going to get some watermarks in there, which is just totally fine. But I want to go back in with some more of this blue-green, or green turquoise as it's called. And also, I'm not really liking this trail that's coming down here. And expose the green a little bit more again. There, now there's a dry edge there. So I'll come back to that in a minute. But let's see if we can get some more intensity on this. So different working with a great big brush. All right, I think we're getting a little bit muddy here. That one ran too much. Now I could just stop between applications of paint and put in, just let things dry. That is one option. That's all it needed. Look at that, and it's splashed over here, which is beautiful. All right, so to keep this part from running too much back into this side, I'm just gonna lift this. Now here's a little trick that you can do. This is a hair machine. It has attachments so you can curl and dry your hair at once. Never worked very well for me. All right, I've dried it with my little hair dryer unit here. And I could just leave it like this and just say, this is an abstract watercolor. It's a finished piece. All is said and done. But there's a few things I want to do first. And because I did everything in wet and wet, I'm going to try just doing some wet and dry. So I'm using a smaller brush here. And any brush you want to use is fine if you want to try something like this. I guess I should spray some stuff in here, water, so that it's a little less hard on my brush. But I want to just add some shapes kind of randomly. I want a little bit more intensity. I want a little bit more visual activity. I think that's what it is. And this is like no particular meaning. Could be leaves, could be footprints. Don't want too much of the paper showing, so I'm very randomly adding splotches and dots and things here. Just by looking at it and going, okay, there's a space there, I want some intensity. What you get out of it is the interpretation that you want to take away from it. So if you see garden in this, well, that's great. That's your interpretation, and that's wonderful. That's how it should be. Now for the reds and the pinks, I'm going to make just some really random kind of flowery shapes. Okay, so now when I look at this, I can say, oh, is it done or does it need something? And right here, it looks a little bit like just a blob of not much. So what I want to do is I'm going to take some of this Prussian blue. I might be sorry I did this, but I'm going to put a little bit of contrast in here, so that everything kind of stands out a little bit more. That's nice, I like this. Kind of trying to avoid making too obvious shapes. To offset the blue, I'm going to use a dark green and put a few pieces in here and there. Now, part of what you need to do in this kind of situation is look at the composition, which is where's the focal point, and it needs to be a little bit more right around here. So, and this is kind of throwing it off. So I'm going to throw in some of this. I think that works to kind of pull it together a little bit. So as you can see, there's more to painting a painting than just putting stuff on paper, because it does need to have some composition involved as well, even abstracts. I think there, that gives it a whole lot better balance, and so that it doesn't look like, you know, there's stuff off in the corner doing its own thing. I hope you've enjoyed this process and picked up a few tips or whatever. Please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so that you can get the notifications when I have new videos, which come out every week. This and all my other paintings will be available in my Etsy store and my shop on my website, which the links are below. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.